Doc Diamond Services. I'm out at a house doing a couple rooms of carpet, so let's take a look at what we got going on. Alright, so we got this dining space next to a kitchen, living room, and then a connected master bedroom. So this carpet is going to be changed out in 3-ish months or so, based on what they were saying. It is December as of this filming of this video. They just want to get it cleaned for now, for the holidays, and then get it changed out. So what the problem is with this carpet is under UV there's multiple spots, and she's used a household carpet cleaner and spotted it, and it's kind of hard to see, but like right here, there, and a bunch of other spaces, it has been treated with some kind of cleaning agent that I don't know exactly what is. So a lot of this may have bright spots. If there's soap residues that's been left behind, I already explained this to her. Carpet's going to be clean, but there might be some discolorations depending on what was used. If it did not get all extracted out, there's going to be issues throughout this carpet. So don't be surprised. Again, here's some more right there and right there. All these spots that look a slightly brighter is all, rental carpet cleaning machine or some home-based one that she's used. So that can pose problems when it doesn't get flushed out, or the cleaning agent that's being used is not the correct one, or it's not being mixed properly. You're going to run into the residue attracting tons of soil. So if you're going to use one of those things, I've seen it mostly be effective for spot cleaning, not full-on carpet cleaning, because they're only so powerful. They can only pull out so much. So unless you flush really well and get everything out the absolute best you can, there's a high probability that you're going to have soap residues and the soil is going to get attracted to it sooner. So one of the biggest things that people have complimented on us is that they don't need their carpets cleaned as often because of the thorough process of vacuuming, pre-treating, mechanically scrubbing, and rinsing and extracting it out, bare minimum, to get it cleaned up and ready to go, with of course varying pre-sprays depending on the situation. So when you're using one of those machines, it's putting down a product and just flushing it and rinsing it. And then if you don't go back and do clean water and then extract the heck out of it to the point where it feels fairly dry to the touch, you run into these problems. So that's why they are never going to outperform a large truck-mounted machine, or even, in my opinion, doing encapsulation cleaning. I can get better results doing that in a house than those rentals, as long as you follow the correct process. So just something to consider. They can be helpful. I don't want to say they're not. They can do a good job. So I don't want to say they won't. It's just going to take you a long time to get the yield the same results, or even semi-close. So they can be helpful. So I don't want to say don't do it. But if you got the time and you want to go at it, just follow the instructions and do what's needed, but just make sure you extract really well and vacuum very well before you start, so you get the dry soil out as much as possible, because those machines they're not going to be able to do what a professional cleaning machine will do. So you just got to take in those things into account. Spend extra time. Is just if I had a smaller machine, I would do that too. I would take more time, go slower, because it's not going to be pulling out as quickly as the machines that we have now. So you just got to adjust your chemistry, adjust your speed, and you can yield great results with an entry-level professional setup compared to a large machine setup. You can still do a great job. It just put more time in it. That's it. Okay, so like I was saying earlier about them changing the carpet out, normally I would be applying the pet treatment first, which is Unchained from TMF. And I'll try and put some links in the description if you're a carpet cleaner or somebody getting into it. I definitely recommend their stuff. Once I found them and started using their stuff, I've always gotten great results. If any of you have been watching my videos for a long time, you can vouch for that from what you see. And then I will honestly say their products have allowed us to be a high quality cleaning company. So very good stuff. I'm sure there's plenty of other cleaners out there that are good too. I don't want to knock anybody else. This is just what I use and what works for me. With that being said, they are changing the carpet out in 3 months, okay? Or roughly around there. So ideally I would be putting Unchained down where all the urine spots are, letting that dwell, and then coming back with a mixture of an enzyme-based pre-spray and then this other boosting agent that is called Puro 2, which is an odor and stain remover. And then I would rinse it out using an acidic based rinse. And when I do that, I yield really good results for pet urine jobs. Now, if it's soiled more than it is urine, I will rinse with a slightly alkaline product. That way the pH is still dropped, which is what you want to do after you apply a higher pH cleaning agent for the soil. But in this case, because they're changing the carpet out, I am not applying Unchained right now. I am just doing the enzyme-based pre-spray, which is BioPro 10K, and then I am using some Puro 2 because I want to help them a little bit and hopefully keep the odor from being an issue. So I'm only doing this because they're changing the carpet out, so I want to save them some money and not charge them for something they may not 100% necessarily need, because the idea is just to get the carpet clean for holidays, and if an odor arises, I will address it before I leave. But I told them, let's start this way, and if it cleans it up and there's no issue with odor from the smell of the urine deposits, then we'll just go ahead and not worry about it. I won't have to charge you for something extra when you're going to be pulling this carpet out anyways. So that's why I'm doing that. Sure, I could make more money, but is it the right thing to do for their situation? Not 100%. If the carpet wasn't going to come out for 6+ months or more, I would absolutely highly suggest doing Unchained first, doing this the correct 100% correct way. But because of the situation, I am not. So when you see videos online, at least by us, and I'm sure tons of other cleaners, there's probably a reason they chose to do what they're doing and didn't pull the carpet out, didn't do this, didn't do that. So take that into account when you're watching it. There's probably a reason behind it for the situation and why they chose to do a certain method or whatever it may be. Okay, so the enzyme pre-spray has been put down with the Puro 2. Some dwell time has passed. Pre-agitation will help bring up pet dander and massage the pre-spray into the fibers. This is one of the things that I believe is the contributor to people saying that their carpets feel softer, because it's digging stuff out otherwise that just wanding over it would not. CRB is making some noise now, and I just greased the gears on it, so it is getting a little old, so to be expected. But hopefully that doesn't persist. Might be almost time to buy a new one, which is not good, but at the same time, part of me enjoys it, having a new tool. But anyways, this makes a huge difference, in my opinion. Mechanically scrubbing the carpet, or if you don't have the means to buy one of these, use a carpet rake. Yes, it is harder work, takes you longer, but raking the carpet after you pre-sprayed will do a similar result. I've done it before where I used to work. They didn't require us to do that, and there was some bad traffic areas, and I used the rake and massaged the carpet, and I got better results. So when I decided to do this on my own and learned about CRB, it's one of the first tools I bought. Use it on tile as well. Makes some tile jobs easier. So it's a great tool to have. Almost all set here. This last little bit of the master bedroom. Was some staining right here. Give it a little extra agitation for the heck of it. So if you got pet stains up against the walls, just know that if it's bad enough and it's swelled your baseboard, you're probably going to need to pull the carpet back and replace the tack strips, because that's exposed wood and it can soak right into it and cause issues. So your carpet cleaner is not going to be able to get the odor completely out when that's an issue. So something to think about and consider when having your carpet cleaner out. If they know better, they're going to mention that. If they think about it, that it needs attention. So we can only clean the carpets. So if there's pee spots or any kind of liquid up against the wall and baseboard, there's a chance it's inside of your tack strips, and that can cause mold, mildew issues to happen, and then of course pet urine odor to flare up all the time. So just think about that. If that situation's happened at your house, that piece of tack strip may need to be pulled out and replaced in order to completely help remove the odor. So here's another reason why I like using the CRB, is for this stuff right here. I have never or hardly ever seen that come out when my old place I used to work at required us just to vacuum, or not even vacuum, sorry, just pre-spray and start scrubbing the carpet. Sometimes it did if the house was bad, had a lot of pet dander, but not very often. And it comes out all the time when I'm using the CRB, and then I can vacuum it up. And this is, like I said earlier, this is a huge contributor to why I believe the carpets feel softer, and that's what clients are saying, is because all that is embedded into the carpet, and it just happened to spit out right there after, you know, it became unstuck between the brushes. So underneath and between these brushes, a lot of it's still there. I bet when I take this outside and clean it, it's going to have, you know, a decent amount of hair in there. So this is why I think and believe fully that the carpets feel softer after we're done is because of running mechanical agitation. So whether you have one of these CRBs or you use a carpet rake, at the very least, you're going to make a big difference, and it's worth the time. You know, obviously you want to make sure you charge for the time, because this is a normal step in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's an added step. I'd say it's a normal step to have a CRB or to manually scrub it with a carpet rake, because you're going to do a better job for them when you have that. There are some carpets you can get away with not doing it. I just kind of made it in our business model to always run a CRB on basically everything. There's only a few cases where we don't, and it's usually like a Berber carpet, which if it needs agitation, we can run a CRB, or we can run a buffer over it with a pad for agitation, and that's always another way to do it too. But most of our jobs are pile carpet, or regular residential carpet like this, and so the CRB is always out and on top of it before we rinse it. So that's what we do. And that's how we keep our high ratings, and people referring us is they like the way it comes out, and as long as the carpet's not wrecked with a bunch of permanent stains, discolorations, a lot of times by the time we finish, it's looking excellent. Like, this already looks better, and I still have to clean it and get the dirt out. All I've done is pre-spray, vacuum, and mechanically scrub. So let's see what's going to come out of it. Okay, so I'm in the master bedroom. Got that corner and the corner over here done. So far we're getting good reaction. With what little I've done, no odor has popped up at me, so that's good. I will say again, it lit up pretty well in a lot of areas under UV. Could be old stains. I'm sure a bunch of them are new. But for her situation and what she wants to do, the way I'm going about this is the right thing to do. For the carpet, not necessarily, but for the situation, I believe it is. Always got to try and do right by your clients, because you want repeats and referrals. So taking the time to explain different options and let them do it, make the choice. She could have, been like, no, I want to do full pet treatment. I want this done the best it possibly can be done. And I would have been happy to do it. But I explained the options so she can make a decision herself on what's best for her needs. And does that cause me to lose some money here and there? Probably. But they're going to be more apt to using me because I'm giving them options and being honest with what we can do to help them. So changing out the floors in a few months and then spending a bunch of money on the carpet, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So that's why I'm opting to do just enzyme pre-spray with the odor and stain remover boosting agent that helps with pet stains a bit, but is more economical for me to use than Unchained is. Well, Unchained is a fantastic product, and I use it in bad pet stain jobs and have yield great results and make people happy. It also costs a bit more to use. So when I can do something for somebody, keep their costs down, to hold them over until they're ready to do what they need to do, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'd rather have the opportunity to come back and service them again, whether it's on carpet, tile, upholstery, or whatever, because they liked the company being honest and giving them options, rather than just coming in like, yeah, no problem, and then not explain what you're going to do, overcharge for their needs, and then never see them again. I want to leave today with her happy, wanting to leave a review, and wanting to refer us to her friends and family. And when you do right by the client, that's a recipe for duplication. One client turn into two, two into four, etc. Free marketing by creating cheerleaders out of your current clients. I still haven't caught in the whip of Pet Urine yet, so that's good. So not super dirty, but it's definitely making a big difference. Hope it doesn't look too dirty, but I'm watching the side glass, which is probably hard for you guys to see, and it's coming through a little brown, so that's why in this area I'm going a little slower, just to be sure. Doubling up in traffic areas never really hurt, especially when you know what's in the carpet. I want to get this the best it possibly can, even though it needed unchained first, but it's still cleaning up really well, and I've still yet to smell any odors, so we're doing very well. Oh, I think I just caught a little whiff of something. I might have to deodorize this area. I'm gonna pull her in when I'm done to see if she can smell it, because I just caught a whiff of something. So we may need to deodorize the living room space here, which I told her I can definitely do, and it'll help get rid of the airborne odors that is starting to flare up a little bit in this area. Okay, so there's 3 spots, one there, and right there, that I was talking about when it came to soap residues potentially pulling the color of the carpet out. Those areas foamed up pretty well, so I'm not surprised that the color kind of pulled a little bit, and it wasn't noticeable really so much before because dirt was attracted to it, kind of hit it a little bit, but now it's noticeable. So what I did is went over it a bunch like this, because I want to remove all the residue that could be still lingering. So basically did this already a ton over this area until I didn't see my sight glass foaming up anymore, and then I moved along. Now it wasn't terrible to where it foamed up my system, because that can happen if there's enough there. It'll foam a carpet cleaner system up, and they'll have to get a product that's literally called defoamer to reduce it, so they can try and get as much out of your carpet while also not foaming up their system, which causes it to lose the vacuum power. So this area is where it was the worst. In this whole space right in front of where I'm at, there's like 5 or 6 spots where it was foaming up quite a bit, and I've cleaned over it like probably 6 to 8 times per area, and then dry passed over it multiple times too. So that's why sometimes those over-the-counter products are not good, because they need to be, a lot of them need to be extracted back out, or they could potentially damage your carpet or cause rapid resoiling to happen. So it's always best to at least clean water extract it. If you got a little spotter, you want to make sure you flush it out well and dry it out well. But yeah, this whole section over here, I've had to go a lot slower than the rest of it. It appears to be probably a more tracked, walked area, and where a lot more of the spots are at that are causing issues. I haven't smelt anything over here, just over in that living room space near the master bedroom that I talked about earlier, so that's good. But I'm gonna also again have her walk in here and see if she smells anything airborne, because if it's become airborne, then we may need to go ahead and deodorize, which I smelt it over there in the other area a little bit, not much, but just a little bit. Okay, we're off to the final area here. So you can see there's another few spots there that discolored some, but otherwise it's cleaning up very well. No new odors have popped up since I got over to this area. And this is one of the spots where it showed the most under a UV light. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's noticeable here, but I'm hoping not, for her sake. But if it's an issue, then I will be coming back through and deodorizing this spot. Looks like we have one right here. Some soap residue kind of foamed up a little bit right there, but now it appears to be gone. Let's check. Yeah. coming out anymore. Basically everything needed twice over or more. And then I already cleaned right there, out of the kitchen. I think she's going to be very happy with the result. And basically, I saved her $160 on what we would normally do to treat these 2 rooms, because this is just shy of 400 square feet, and the amount of product I would have to use and some of the extra time that it would take to do it would have been about at $160 on top of the cleaning price. But I think I'm gonna be able to get out of here without worrying about doing anything extra, because I don't smell anything. I got a little scent earlier, but I don't smell anything lingering. So that's good news. I'm doing a little extra dry passes for the heck of it here. What I got left. You can see the transition pretty well. This carpet is doing great. Alright, all set. She's obviously aware of the damage there. Cats have been deciding to scratch at the entry there, but this did very well. I am very pleased with how it turned out. I wish the lighting was better, because it is casting all sorts of shadows and making it look tacky on camera. But thank you so much for watching. There's a couple before and afters. Hopefully they look okay. Have not put them together yet to see, but all in all, this really did well. If you could see it in person, it is definitely brighter. Unfortunately, it's just not great lighting in here, so hopefully you guys can tell. But yeah, she's gonna be stoked. Okay, let's see what's in the filter. Oh yeah. Not surprised. Not completely full, but pretty bad. Definitely a good one.